I've gone live. I have actually been taking some time off, which has been wonderful, 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 but it's meant that I haven't been showing up, and it's time to change that. I am back and back with a vengeance. So could you do me a favor, please? Let me just check in the chat box that we have sound, which we do, which is great. If you are live, can you say, hey, I'm live? Can you comment in the chat? Let me know, hashtag live or hashtag replay. Let me know if you are here and if you're watching the replay or if you are live. Now, some of you, I can't see your name. So someone on LinkedIn has said hello and I don't know who it is because it just calls you LinkedIn user. And for some reason, sometimes it doesn't have LinkedIn user. Sometimes it has your name. So I don't think, Arjun, I can see you, which is fab. All right. So today, what I want to talk to you about is actually how to add 7 figures of advisory services to your accounting or outsourced CFO practice. Let's have a look. We've got, how am I doing a live on LinkedIn? Because I applied for live probably about a year and a half ago, and you use a third-party tool to go live. I use Ecamm and Restream, but if you have access to go live, then you can use these third-party tools to go live, which is pretty cool. Hey Todd, how are you doing? For some reason it's not giving me your name. Todd, if you want to know more about how to go live on LinkedIn, then make sure that you reach out. So anyway, I'm back, folks. I am back, and I've got loads, and I mean loads and loads to share with you over the coming weeks and months. But what I want to go into today is how to add, and let me just check. Can you let me know in the chat box that you can see my screen? It should say scale your advisory services to 7 figures. Now, what I'm going to run through with you today is an overview of the 3 key things that you need to be doing to enable you to scale your advisory services to 7 figures. So let me dive on in. The best thing about advisory is that it is totally doable, but it all starts with the right strategy. You need to have the strategy in place. And what I find so many of you doing is getting the idea in your head that you want to add advisory, and it's overwhelming. It feels like you're pushing a boulder up a hill and it's hard work, and actually you feel like you're going backwards with it. And you have so many questions around advisory, things like, how do I price it? What do I offer? How do I get the right clients? You know, people aren't prepared to pay for it. I've been giving advisory away for free, all that kind of thing. Let me know in the chat box actually if that sounds like you. Have you been giving it away for free? Are you nervous about who you can actually sell it to? Are you nervous about what you can sell when it comes to advisory? At the moment, many of you pushing that boulder backwards up a hill, and what we actually need to do is get you momentum and get your practice actually working so that you can offer advisory services. So I talk a lot about practice growth superpowers. Practice growth superpowers enables you to exponentially scale your practice and have what we call a freedom practice, which is one where your amount of time working in the practice is very minimal, but your profits are high, and you increase your income, your personal take-home income, not just the revenue of your practice, and we also increase the impact. So let's have a look at the 3 key things that you need to have in place to enable you to scale your advisory services. The first, of course, is going to be marketing. As you know, one of my superpowers is marketing, and marketing is essential for you to actually purposely go out and get in front of those ideal clients. The second thing is sales. Marketing and sales are very different things. Marketing is all about building awareness. Sales is getting people into sales conversations and getting them to sign on the dotted line. And then the third thing is actually fulfillment. It's about what is the offer that you're going to actually have to get people, what's your advisory offer, and also how do you fulfill that offer, and how long do clients actually stay as a client of yours. Now, under marketing, let me just pop out of this so you can see me. Okay, under marketing, the kind of things that you need to get super crystal clear on are things like, who is your ideal client? You need to know where they hang out, what is their pains. You need to create some kind of advisory services that gets people from, oh my God, my life is horrendous, I'm in this pain, all the way through to the solution of this is what my goals are. And as an advisor or a consultant, you need to take them from pain to transformation, okay? As an accountant, you tactically get them from, I've got problems with my accounts, I need payroll support, I need to do VAT, I've got corp tax, all that kind of thing. That's what an accountant does. But as an advisor, you need to fill the gap of their pain, okay? So marketing is who's your ideal client? What are their problems? How do you find out where they're hanging out? Where are they hanging out? How can you get in front of them? Then we have to build a brand once you are in front of them. This is all marketing. So marketing is about building that brand, building your audience, building your ideal client, understanding your ideal client. And then it's about making sure that you are starting conversations with people. The conversations piece starts to go into the sales piece. Okay, so let me just go back very quickly. Practice, Grow, Superpowers. You have marketing, which is ideal client, where they're hanging out, getting in front of them. Sales is all about making sure you are having the right conversations with people and purposely taking them from not knowing anything about you. So, they're watching you a bit on LinkedIn or a bit on Facebook, a little bit like this, but how do you get them into a sales conversation? So you need to purposely get people into sales conversations. And then fulfillment is, what is the offer? What is the transformational offer that you can give someone that will keep them being a client for you for longer? Lifetime value of a client needs to go up, and that's all about your offer and how you fulfill those services. So things you need to think about is, what simple strategy for each of these could you have or should you have? Well, the strategies have to be targeted, they have to be results driven, and you have to have KPAs and KPIs. So KPAs are key performance actions, KPIs are key performance indicators. What way too many of you do is you focus on how many sales calls am I having and how much money have I made, and actually what we need to do for a strategy is work out what are the actions you need to take to get the results that you want. Okay, so we're looking at KPAs and KPIs. Now, let's put together a very quick example of what will happen if we can have like a small percentage tweak when it comes to marketing, sales, and fulfillment. If we can get that working just a teeny tiny amount, the exponential results that could happen if you get this right. So marketing is all about getting the leads. Sales is about the number of conversations you have and the close rate of those conversations. And fulfillment is the lifetime value of your client. Now, let me know in the comments below, which one of those is your biggest struggle? Is it getting leads? Is it having more conversations, so having those sales conversations? Or is it that you're pricing too low and the lifetime value of your clients isn't high enough? Let me know in the chat box which one of those you feel most that you struggle with. Okay, right, now let's have a look and play with some numbers, which is my favorite thing and often your favorite thing. All right, let's just say that the number of leads, if you could on a monthly basis take your number of potential leads from 100 all the way up to 500, what would that do? So instead of having 100 leads, you would have 500 leads every single month. Then we're going to have a look, instead of having a conversation rate, so out of those 100 leads, if we had 1% of those leads reach out, if we could change that to 3%, what would happen? And then the close rate, once we have a conversation, if we could change it from 20% to 25%. Now, here's the thing, right? You're going to be saying to me, oh, 20% is really low. I close most of my inquiries. That is because you're not fulfilling in a way where you are charging for the high value services. You would not close 9 or 10 out of 10 of every single sale, every single call that you have if you are putting together the right offer. Your actual close rate should be around 30%. So I've been very conservative with this. So lifetime value let's just say lifetime value of an ideal client goes from 10,000 to 60,000. So how did I come up with lifetime value? Well, lifetime value, I've changed from £1,000 or $1,000 a year for 10 years to £6,000 or $6,000 a year for 10 years. So what we want to do, the amount of years that people stay with you is exactly the same, but the offer that we have has gone from compliance to advisory, and not even that much complicated advisory. It's £500 a month is all they are paying you, 6,000 a year. Okay, how does that affect, if we have all of those changes, how does that actually affect your end amount of revenue? At the end of a year, if you actually had marketing, sales and fulfillment the old way, you would bring in revenue of 24,000. Okay, if at the end of a year you decided that you were going to put your prices up, if you were going to work on your conversation close rate, if you were going to work on the number of leads you were generating, it would be £225,000 or dollars a year. Huge exponential growth with a few tweaks. Now, I can pretty much guarantee that you haven't got many leads coming into your practice because you have relied on referrals. So if you focused your number of leads just on making sure that you're putting lots and lots of leads with your marketing, getting those leads into conversations, and I'm talking about tiny percentage, okay? Instead of out of 100 leads have a 1%, get 500 leads and have a 3%, still tiny amount of numbers. You can easily at the end of 12 months create a practice with a turnover of 2 to 5. All right, so I hope this is landing for you. All right, the right strategy must be simple. The right strategy must be strategic, okay? And the right strategy must be scalable. And currently your offer with compliance or your offer with one-on-one advisory, so I talk a lot around leveraged advisory, your offer on one-on-one advisory is not scalable. So you need to look at leveraged advisory. That's something that if you'd like more information about that, make sure you send me a message and I can get you some information about that, okay? So what we want to do is understand that we cannot scale if you are stuck in the weeds being a technician. It's not possible. And I hope that you don't kind of feel I'm being a bit out of order here. But one of the things that I want you to get your head around is the understanding that you need to be a puppet master and you need to control your business. So by puppet master, you need to hold all the strings and you need to be the one that is getting your team together, your clients together, your marketing together, your sales together, all of that. But most of you, and I'm really sorry to say this, most of you are your clients' puppets. Now, you left your day job so that you could set up your own practice and be in control. And actually all you've done is give yourself lots and lots and lots of employers. So you actually have 50 jobs or 100 jobs because you're answering to your clients. You are your client's puppet. Okay, so you've got to stop doing that and you need to be in control of your business and you need to lead your clients, you need to lead your team. So what does that look like? Well, if you think about it, you have to be in control of all three of these stages, which means that you need to control the marketing, you need to control the sales, and you need to control the fulfillment. Now, I actually have a recording of a workshop that I held, Practice Growth Superpowers workshop. If you comment PGS below, I will get you a copy of that. Originally, it was a paid for workshop and it explains to you around leveraged advisory and it shows you how advisory is so important in your practice and how to scale it. And it also gives you the formula for having the right marketing and the right sales as well as the right fulfillment. So if you would like a copy of that, make sure you comment below PGS, the letters PGS, comment below whether you're on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter or YouTube. We're also on YouTube. Make sure that you comment PGS below and we will reach out and get you a copy of that workshop complimentary on us. The reason why we're doing it is because we want to get this message out there. So it's really key that you focus on one of those 3 areas to enable you to add 7 figures of advisory services. And if you are interested in finding out how you could get momentum, then make sure that you reach out and we can get a call booked in the diary and explain how that would work. All right, so if you're interested in bringing the amount of time down that you work in your practice, the amount of income up that you take home, and the amount of stress down that you work in your practice, then please do reach out. Okay, so yeah, it's great to be back. I hope that you have enjoyed what I've shared with you today. We will be going live pretty much every day for the next few months now, and I am very, very excited to share with you how to have practice grow superpowers. And if there is anything in particular that you want me to cover, then send me a message and we can create some training around that. Have a great day, and I will catch up with you all